Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the DC Collectibles DC Comics Designer Series Greg Capullo, figure number 15, Wonder Woman. Package-wise, it's got the same open window concept as the other DC Comics Designer Series. On the side, you've got Wonder Woman, figure number 15 down below. Side of the box, the artwork that it's based from. Yes, I know what you're thinking. We'll get into that in a second. Down below that, DC Comics Designer Series, Greg Capullo, Wonder Woman, DC Collectibles down below, and the other figures on the back. We've already had a look at Joker. We still have yet to have a look at, but will be coming soon, the 0-Year Survival Batman, Wonder Woman, and The Flash. The Joker, 0-Year Survival Batman, Wonder Woman, and The Flash were all sculpted by Jonathan Matthews. Finally, on the underside of the package, if you want to head over to DC Comics, it's as simple as www.dccomics.com. If you want to find a comic book shop in your area, that's easy too. www.comicshoplocator.com if you want to find a comic book store near your house. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at the DC Comics Designer Series Wonder Woman from Greg Capullo. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so let's have a look at Wonder Woman out of package. I know what you're thinking. Let's discuss the elephant in the room right off the bat. It's a pretty ugly looking Wonder Woman. And sometimes source material translated over to figure form is not always a successful accomplishment. Case in point. Spot's just going to grab the packaging here. Here's the packaging right there. There is the Greg Capullo Wonder Woman. Now, let's best as we can try to get her in a similar pose. We're going to angle her ever so slightly. We're going to take the head and kind of angle it maybe to about there, give or take, maybe just a little bit more. There we go. And then let's zoom in. And try, while we're zooming in, not to cut off the artwork here. This is the source material. Relatively a quite beautiful Wonder Woman. Though it's, of course, missing color. This is the action figure that is based on this. Somewhat of a glaring difference. While I did love the Joker, some not crazy about the sculpted Joker, I did actually like the design of Joker. I do unfortunately have to struggle a bit when it comes to the Wonder Woman translation. I don't feel like she translated all that well based from the source material that you see on the side. All right, now that we've got the elephant out of the room, let's move the packaging out of the way. I have to admit, it's not, and I love Wonder Woman figures, but I'm not crazy about this figure. It has elements to it that I do like, but the overall, top to bottom, if I could round up everything and the law of averages would tell me that this isn't a great figure. The cons, I feel, outweigh the pros. Let's start with this. Let's start with her face. It's actually, I don't feel like it's that far off. Let's have a look at her face. Sometimes you can also turn the figure ever so slightly on angles to get better profiles. I struggle, unfortunately, with getting a proper angle of this figure where I feel like I'm doing the figure justice. The figure is not spectacular. Not spectacular in the sense that it's not like DC Collectibles didn't put a lot of care into the execution of the figure, but somewhere along the lines, that's the sculpt on the head is disastrous. It has aspects to it, again, that I do like from this view, if I'm kind of excluding the head, or if I'm even excluding the face, the rest of the figure is pretty good. Be it, of course, she's a little on the fuller side, but she's still a pretty passable Wonder Woman. But unfortunately, the face just kills it for me. The paint's good, but unfortunately, you're painting a really ugly sculpt, and no matter how much paint you add to it, it's not working. I have to be honest. it's not working. She almost has like a poutiness to it, to her face. The eyes are painted in pretty good. She's using also the same sort of coloring that they've used with other Wonder Womans. In fact, like the new 52 Wonder Woman figure that we had a look at, like even the DC Comics Essentials Wonder Woman, pretty much shares this exact same coloring, right down to the flesh tone. But she was a beautiful looking Wonder Woman. This one, not so much. Not so much by a long shot. She does have somewhat slightly more rubbery hair, so you can, again, rotate her. But I don't feel like there's a real proper angle that complements this figure. Maybe like from that is a good complement for this figure. She does come with an accessory. Actually, she technically comes with two. One being the lasso, which is a real thread. I do like that as opposed to it being plastic. It's on like a little closure right there. But I would not advise trying to take that closure off to remove the lasso. It's just too much hassle for what you're going to get out of it. She does, however, have a removable sword. We can slide right out of her sheath. The sword is very neutrally painted, primarily just only in a silver. There's not much added to it, but you know, at least it's silver as opposed to, you know, just being a regular plastic. Like at least it looks like they've painted the plastic. Go ahead and put the sword into her hand. Now again, this is not something that's of the easiest because her hand, I don't know if I can best describe this to you, but her hand is a very solid plastic. There's very little give to it, and even getting the sword into her hand is an accomplishment that I feel even Wonder Woman would struggle with. You can get it in there, but you really have to force it. Displaying her, I probably will likely display her with sword in hand. Again, not touching really the lasso. I just feel like that's going to ask for too many problems right there. Yeah, it's not a winner. I have to be completely honest in this review. It is not a winner of a figure. For her posability, let's see if we can run through that though. She does have a ball joint in the head, which actually, to her credit, the head does pivot and move quite well. There's a lot of good little in-betweens that you can kind of get the head going at. Shoulders hinge out, no issues really there. They rotate all the way around. She does have a bend in the elbow, a rotation on the wrist, no waist articulation, no torso articulation in the way of a ball joint or anything like that. Legs go forward and back. They don't split out. That's about all you're going to get out of the figure. And she does also have a bend at the knee. Credit also that the heels are painted in nicely, although really giant feet. Painted also nice on the front with the white on the white trim. But overall, I think unless maybe I was just really subtle in this review, overall I just don't like this figure. I like the source material, but this is a prime example of source material not translating well to figure form. If anything, I'd say pick up the Joker, but I would pass on Wonder Woman. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look. This was the Designer Series, poor Greg Capullo. This was the Greg Capullo, and it's figure number 15. Couldn't even remember the number of it. It was figure number 15, Wonder Woman. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.